Like when you proposed to me, it was totally out of left field. I had no idea.
Right.
Because we both had conversations because we've both been divorced. It's a nasty affair. We both went into this relationship with a statement of, I don't want to get married again. And we were both fine with that. When you proposed to me, like my soul left my body and I was just sitting there looking. I thought you were joking with me.
We should talk about that on Patreon.
Okay. I thought you were joking. So a man who truly wants to get married is going to surprise you with it.
Right.
He's not going to say things like, I have to put a ring on it before you leave me. That's not a man who truly wants to get married.
I agree.
You know,
I agree.
Before you proposed to me, we had a conversation like 2 or 3 weeks prior of, have you ever thought about getting married to me?
Right.
And I was like, yeah, I've thought about it. And then like it was more of like, because I was cut off guard by the conversation.
Well, that conversation consisted of two questions.
Right.
Have you ever thought about it? And if we did, would you take my last name?
And I answered quick.
Right. Yes and yes.
Yeah. The first one, when you asked me of, have you thought about us getting married? I was cut off guard and I was like, I was almost embarrassed to admit it because we both agreed we didn't want to get married. And I was like, yeah. And then you asked me, would you take my last name? And without skipping, I was like, yes, I would. I have thought about my name with your name on it hundreds of times before you asked me. And that was the end of the conversation.
That's the important thing to us, to me.
Right.
And most men, when I talk to them, that's they say the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
If I get married, I don't care about any of that. I just wanted to have my last name, and I want to be the head of the household.
Right. That was the end of our conversation. We never talked about it again. And then you proposed to me totally out of left field. You planned it.
Mm.
You picked out my ring. You did everything. A man who wants to get married to a woman that he loves and wants to commit to and he's happy to, he's going to do everything that you want him to. Hey guys, if you enjoyed that, found it entertaining, funny, or even learned something you didn't know before, share it. And if you're not subscribed, why aren't you? And for those of you who want to support us, get access to exclusive content and live streams, we do have a Patreon. All the links are in the description.